The following program entails graphic calls to battle. If you suffer from weak knees or squishy feet, this show might not be right for you. Check with your podiatrist.
I'll be right back with today's program.
Speaking the truth when others hold their tongues. Wrestling for justice with left-wingers and crocodiles. Resisting the temptation to keep the peace at any price. The only talk show host who writes his own theme music, Randall Terry.
Achtung! Schnell! Schnell! We have ways of making you educate your children, which can be most unpleasant. Do you know the joke? Where they're trying to force the inmates into submission in the concentration camp in World War II. And every day they would have them line up and go tick, tock, tick, tock. And one day a brave officer said, tick, tick, tick. And the guard came up to him and said, we have ways of making you talk, which can be most unpleasant. I'll be right back to tell you about these poor homeschool people in Germany. Schnell! Schnell, Doctor, schnell! I sometimes get so upset about the state of our country that I can't sleep at night. So I count in binary until I fall asleep. 1, 10, 11, 100, 101, and so on. What is it that you say, you blistering idiot? You can't count in binary? Just because you have 10 fingers, you think you're restricted to base 10? No wonder our country is going down the black hole. The black hole! Welcome to today's program, friend. If you are a regular viewer of this show, you know that we talk about education on a fairly regular basis. And you may know that I'm a strong advocate of home education, because with home education, you actually get good socialization. All right? Are you with me still? In other words, if you are in a government school, if there's a 7 or 8, 9-year-old in a government school, they're getting socialized. They're having birth control given to them. They're having pornography given to them. They're involved in sexual activity in the elementary school. In our local high school, 1/3 of the students that were polled, 1/3 in an anonymous poll, admitted that they were hooked on some illegal drug. Okay, 1/3. We have multiple deaths per year in this high school locally. But you know what? We've got a great sports program. And if your kid needs sports and you can't provide them with a big football field and they're being homeschooled, my recommendation would be to surrender their innocence and surrender their safety and surrender a good education and get them on that football squad, baby. I mean, come on, we've got priorities. Forget fantasy football. I want the real thing. Anyway, that was sarcasm. In case you didn't know that there was my attempt at sarcasm. God save us. All right. So there's a German homeschool family, and if I say this wrong, please forgive me. Romiki, the Romiki family, they left Germany in 2008 because the German authorities do not allow homeschooling. Right? They want everyone, they force everyone into certain schools. Now let the full weight of that sink in on you. And they were threatening to take the children, okay? So here's the mom and the dad who are saying, we love our kids, we can give them a good education, and we don't want them in some cookie cutter school that is manufacturing obedient little worker drones for BMW, the Bavarian Motor Works, or some of the other fine German car industry and institutions. No, we want to train our children in a certain way. The U.S. government acknowledges that it is the fundamental right of parents to raise their children and educate them in the way that they see fit. That's a part of our Constitution, it's a part of our case law, and the government concurs that this is in fact the legal right of parents throughout the world. Germany says, we strongly disagree. We will take your children if you do not put them in the school that we have chosen for them. So, they came and they asked for political asylum, all right? And a circuit judge in 2010, an immigration judge, granted them political asylum, and the Obama administration appealed, all right? These foul dogs, our government, and just stop for a minute, all right? Just stop and think about this. Can I look at this camera lane while I make this point? I want people to see the distress and the strain on my face. Obama right now is trying to figure out a way to let millions of illegal immigrants come into this country, cut some kind of a deal, become citizens, and become a huge new part of the Democratic base, okay? He's literally inviting millions of, thank you, Gary, not to mention the numbers of Muslims that are streaming across the border from Mexico. Lord only knows how many of them are here illegally in New York, in Chicago, in Los Angeles, from various Middle Eastern countries, okay? So this one poor family, God love them, comes and says, we'll play by the books. We're seeking political asylum. We don't want to lose our children. And our administration is saying, we're going to send you back to Germany, where we know that you're going to lose your children. But we're too busy doing Fast and Furious, giving guns out to the Mexican drug cartel and letting illegals from south of the border come in here by the millions. We're too busy to care about you. In fact, you irritate us. You freakish homeschool people irritate us. In fact, why don't you put your kids in the German government school? God, all right, I got to take a break. Do I have to take a break? Is it break time? Yeah, man. All right, I take break. I come back, I say nice things about the Obama administration, we kiss, we dance, everyone is happy, we go home. It's good.
Hello, Cleveland! Yeah, what? You can't turn the channel. You need to watch more Randall Terry. Yeah.
Every day in America, over 3,500 babies are torn apart by abortion. Shouldn't all babies, like this living, unborn child, have the right to life? Baby killing will only end when Americans see the truth of what abortion does to innocent children. You can help end this Holocaust by showing the truth of abortion in your area with a Face the Truth tour. Go to FaceTheTruthAmerica.com to set up a Face the Truth tour in your area. The babies and their mothers will be eternally grateful. In the 1980s, banks introduced designer checks. When my buddy George Johnson inquired at the bank, they had nothing for pro-lifers. So the Johnsons created beautiful pro-life bank checks showing babies with a strong pro-life message. You can speak out for life with every check you write, whether personal or business checks. Be a voice for babies with these pro-life checks. Go to ProLifeCheckGuy.com to see more. That's ProLifeCheckGuy.com. James Madison said, "A well-instructed people alone can be permanently a free people." Welcome back, friend. So, the Justice Department, the Obama administration, is arguing that the Romiki family, forgive me if I'm saying their name wrong, by the way, devout evangelical Christians, okay, that their imminent loss of their children, right? Now, stop and think about this, you moms and dads. If someone tried to take my kids, you just wouldn't want to do that. That's something you wouldn't want to do, okay? And I know that a lot of you feel the same way. they're facing the kidnapping by the government of Germany of their children. And the Obama administration's argument is that this is not a human rights violation. You foul swine. You foul, godless swine. To say that a family has to submit to the iron heel of the government of Germany so that their kids can be taught what the government wants them taught, what the government wants them to think, what the government wants them to believe, what priorities the government wants them to have. Never mind your devotion to Jesus. Never mind your fifth commandment right for children to honor their father and mother. We want the children to honor the government. You will honor the government. We will take the children away from you. I'm not making fun of them. It's disgusting. I want people to grasp how hideous this is and how evil, truly evil it is that our government is arguing, that this administration is arguing that it is not a violation of the human rights of this family for them to have their babies taken away from them, their children taken away. And what is their crime? That they want to homeschool their children with a Christ-centered curriculum. Now, Germany has a huge Muslim population, right? In the heart of Europe, baby, you've got a Muslim population growing in Germany. And Lord knows, we'll find out, we'll do some research on what easy paths the German government is making for the Muslims to do what they want to do. But they want to make an example of this family because they want to strike fear in the hearts of other parents. Do you understand that is one of the key reasons that punishment is brought upon people? Others see it and fear, and it whips people into line. How many other families in Germany right now are on pins and needles? How many other families in Germany right now want to homeschool their children, but they're afraid that they'll have to flee the country? They're afraid that the government will take their children, put them in some type of a foster care situation, maybe allow mom and dad to see them on Saturdays while the children are crying and relating whatever stories it is that will happen to those children, whatever abuse. I had a lot of interaction with the foster care world for many years. The number of children that are taken out of truly bad situations and then put into foster care where they have more evils committed to them, it's a lot higher, a lot frighteningly higher than we would like to think. And so the message I want to drive home to you is this. Parents have a fundamental God-given right to raise their children in righteousness, in holiness, in truth. And the Obama administration is siding with those who are trying to crush this evangelical Christian family under the heel of Germany's big brother government. And we must and should lift up our voice in outrage. When we come back, Lane, I want you to, in fact, put it on the screen right now, all right? Here's a number that you can call for the Justice Department, but also here's the phone number for your congressman. Call your congressman up and say, hey, will you intervene, please, on behalf of this family? Just ask him and say, intervene on behalf of the Romiki family. Our government is trying to deport them. They will lose their children. Really and truly, the land of the Statue of Liberty, we don't have room in our country for just one more family. I mean, we're trying to make room for 12 million illegals from south of the border. Can't we just throw one more German family in the mix? I'll be right back. Do you want to have knowledge, wisdom, discernment? If so, you have to read good books on theology, history, books that look at the lives of great men and women. So to help you to become a more effective Christian, a better witness for truth, somebody who can engage in productive conversation that exhorts and edifies those that you speak with, we're going to do something crazy. We're offering you these 7 books for a gift of any size. You just pay for the shipping and handling, and then give whatever gift that you can, and we will send them to you. But just to make it a little bit more crazy, I will send you a second copy of my 3 books, autographed. You can give them as a gift to your pastor or to a family member and help extend truth and justice in the world. This is while supplies last. How would you like to be able to reach hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of potential customers with your product or your company or your web-based business? Well, you can do that right here on this show. Every single day, we get phone calls or letters or orders online from states all over the country where people are watching this television show. Right now, we are seen in 45 cities at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time every night, and then a rerun again at 12:30 midnight. You can reach them using this show at advertising rates that are so inexpensive, it would blow your mind. So, if you're interested, contact us at the phone number that you see on the screen or the email address, and we can talk about how you can grow your business and help support this show. Schnell, Achtung, giddy up, the horsey. I'm trying out my German Texas accent. There was a story in today's paper, I'm not kidding you, that the German Texas accent is dying out. Who knew that there was a German Texas accent? This German family, I've got the solution, by the way, for the Ramicki family. They need to go to Texas, cross the border into Mexico, then come back over the Mexican border and say, we're here illegally, can we just please get some amnesty thrown our way along with all these other illegals that came in today? Please, the end. Good plan, huh? All right, let's move up into Detroit, into Michigan, not literally. By the way, where are those books? Can I go out of the shot here for 1 second? All right, put up a graphic of accessory to murder, and we won't get fooled again. Well, here's what I suggest, friends, that I want to do something crazy. I know that we normally charge $4 shipping and handling for each of these. I can do this. It's my show. $4 shipping and handling and a contribution of any size. Please just give something. At $4 shipping and handling for us to send you 2 books for free, yes, we lose money, okay? I'm trying to build a new army of thinking activists. People who engage the government, people who run for government, so that they can become the government and we can get our country back from the jaws of hell. Right? I mean, we're in a mess. You don't have to be a prophet to see that. And the only way we're going to get out of this mess, as it relates to government and public policy and our laws and our courts, is to get good men and women in government, in the courts, who make good policies, good laws, and render good judicial decisions. So, I will send you, actually my staff, I'm far above filling orders. We will send you both of these books, $4 shipping and handling. One of them is We Won't Get Fooled Again. It shows how and why the religious right has failed so miserably. You want to get this book because it's got interview after interview with the leaders of some of the biggest evangelical Christian organizations in the country, many of whom you've sent money to. Yeah. And then they rat each other out and show why they keep getting their butts whipped. They keep losing one battle after another, one election after another. You want this book. This book was written by yours truly when I was in prison in the prison work camp of Alpharetta, Georgia, in old parlance with a German Texas accent called Chain Gang. The Chain Gang. Schnell! This is called Accessory to Murder, and it is an overview of the enemies, the allies, and the accomplices to the death of our culture. So this is kind of like the Bad Guys 101, outside the camp and in the camp. Do I have time to say one thing? I want to look at, there was a man that I got in a debate with, and God save us. What's his name? I've driven his name out of my mind. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Norman Geisler. Norman Geisler was kind of a popular theologian in the evangelical community in the late 80s and early 90s. Him and I got in a debate one day, face to face. And he told me that Corrie ten Boom was wrong for hiding the Jews from the Nazis. You ever heard of Corrie ten Boom, the hiding place? All right, there were Christians, as you know, that hid Jews from the Nazis to save their lives. Norman Geisler, an evangelical theologian, told me to my face and talked against Operation Rescue and us saving babies in America. He said that what Corrie ten Boom did was wrong because it was against the law. All right? You want to know why we're losing the country? Because we have theological idiots like this making arguments to the Christian world that are disemboweling us of courage and of wisdom and turning us into the doormat of the wicked. Call us up. Go to our website. Let David know. He can change it on the website. For 2 days, all right? For 2 days, we will send you both of these books for the $4 shipping, handling, and whatever contribution you want to give to help us fund this behemoth organization. I've got to take a quick break. When we come back, more profundity in my little finger than I have in this fingernail.
There's a yard sale in the neighborhood. We need parking. Let's buy the yard.
Do you want to get America out of the hands of wicked and unjust men and women who are destroying the republic before our eyes and put leadership back into the hands of righteous men and women so that we don't die as a nation? Well, you're talking about social revolution, and there are rules in social revolution. We can look at the victorious social revolutions of the past, such as the end of slavery, the end of child labor, women's voting rights, the end of segregation, and so much more, and learn from their victories. Look at their actions, their images, their rhetoric, their sacrifices, and their final fruit. We will send you this series that originally cost $129, 7 books for students, 1 teacher's guide, if you'll give a gift of any size and just pay for shipping and handling. Take advantage of it today. I want you to be a part of a generation of nags. Yes, ladies, here is your opportunity to formally and professionally be a nag. And gentlemen, don't think it's only for the opposite sex. You too can become a professional, target-practiced nag. I'm speaking, of course, of browbeating our government officials into obedience to righteousness and justice. Okay? In other words, this poor family, this German family, or your town, where maybe they're upside down in their budget, they're spending your money faster than they take it in. When's the last time you went to a town hall meeting? When's the last time you went to a school board meeting? When is the last time you went to your state capitol and lobbied in person, eye to eye with your state assemblyman or your state senator?
County commissioner.
When is the last time you went to a county commissioners meeting and said, what's going on here with our county budget? You've got an abortion mill in your town. Is the county health, whatever legal arm of the county health people there are, overseeing it? When's the last time you went to your local office for your U.S. House member or your U.S. Senator? Never mind filling out these silly, useless forms, which they talk about, and we won't get fooled again, these fundraising gimmicks. Sign this petition and we'll deliver it to Senator so-and-so. They don't care. They don't care about those petitions. They throw them in the garbage, okay? What they care about is what happened with the NRA. You remember Obama thought that they were going to get this gun control a few weeks ago? And the NRA mobilized people who threatened the jobs of the senators, and the senators buckled. In other words, to use our new word, the professional nags, male and female, went to work and prevailed. Once you start to see government at that level, when you start nagging and getting in their face, you're going to realize how corrupt some of it is, and you're going to start to say, you know what? We've got to get good people in office. Maybe I should do it. There's a thought. maybe I could run for office.